Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today I am going to be doing my first trimester recap. I am currently on my third and I didn't get to film this video before, but I really wanted to get it done because I wanted to go ahead and help any of you guys who are going through your first trimester. I will be having a part 2, so my second trimester next week. If you guys are interested in seeing how I've been doing these past couple of trimesters and which one has by far been my favorites, and I'm kind of glad I decided to go ahead and wait to do it on my third trimester so that way I can get all my thoughts gathered. But right now I'm having trouble remembering exactly what happened in my first trimester, but I can kind of compare now, going back on things. If you guys would like to see this video, then just continue watching. If you guys are new to my channel, welcome. Go ahead and subscribe if you guys aren't already. Give this video a thumbs up if you find it helpful. And just go ahead and follow all my social media if you guys want to stay updated with me. And let's just go ahead and get started with this video because it's been long overdue. I really wanted to cover things that helped me out in the first trimester. I know the first trimester is always the hardest. And honestly, so is the third. Like, everything you experience in your first trimester, you experienced it in your third. Not as bad. In the first trimester, it was really tough just because you're just finding out you're pregnant. You know, some people it's unexpected, some people it's planned. Regardless, it's a really big thing on your body. Now your hormones are changing, so your entire world just changes. It's like a complete 180. But for me, it was very unexpected, and just everything you feel and you're experiencing inside is it's such a unique experience that I can't explain to anybody, and everybody experiences it differently. So it was very hard at the beginning just because I just feel like your life just completely does the 180, and then to top it off, your body is going through a lot of changes and everything is just going by fast. Every single day is 24 hours that something new is happening. And I actually got this little book from my cousin, which does break it down, what you're experiencing every day and things that your baby is developing. So I just think it's so amazing what our bodies can do. And your hormones just completely change, and with your hormones changing, your mood is different. Some people experience super happiness, some people either fall into depression at the beginning of their pregnancy. Thankfully for me, it was just more like I was happy and I was excited, but at the same time you're nervous because now you're creating this whole new life. And to me, I felt so confused and lost. Like, I didn't know what to do. You're kind of just waiting for things to happen, but at the same time you can't because your time is limited. A pregnancy is 40 weeks, and the way that they measure it is 4 weeks a month. So technically you're pregnant for about 10 months. Now, not every single month is 4 weeks. Some months are 5. So the reason they go based off on that timing is it's just easier than going based off on the exact date. Because in reality, it's like you really don't know when you conceive, especially if it's an unexpected pregnancy. Now, if it's planned, I don't know. Mine was unexpected, but it was an unexpected, pleasant surprise. So, you know, your body's going through all these changes, and mentally you're just kind of trying to put your mind together on the fact that you're going to have a baby now. And the way I see it now is completely different to the way I was seeing it in my first trimester. But I decided to just go ahead and do all the research I can to keep the nausea away, because that was one thing that was just so horrible for me. I found out I was pregnant. If you guys haven't seen my pregnancy story, you guys definitely should. But the way that I found out I was pregnant, just I couldn't eat anything. I didn't want to drink coffee, which was so not me. I love coffee and everything coffee. Even when I would get sick, I was still able to have some, but this time I was just like, I just don't want any. And I didn't want some for weeks. What else? The thought of food was disgusting, and things I never liked before, I started liking. So I hated waffles. I love waffles now. All I wanted for breakfast was cereal. Till this day, that's all I want, cereal. And you start doing research on vitamins that you should start taking or you should be taking when you're pregnant, so that you can bring back all those vitamins that you are basically feeding to your baby. I did read that the prenatals basically help the mom because you are feeding your good nutrients to the baby. Now, your doctor does prescribe you some prenatals. I personally decided to go ahead and do my own research on prenatals that would work best for me. The only thing I experienced was nausea. My energy's coming back. I didn't throw up at all until this day. Thankfully, I haven't thrown up. It was one of my biggest fears of getting pregnant, the throwing up. A lot of the food I wasn't really eating at the beginning, but honestly I would eat anything that I can keep down. So as soon as it was like 6-7 in the morning, I needed to have saltine crackers on my vanity. Lemon water was another lifesaver for me, and some organic lollipops that they sell at Whole Foods, but they also have a Marshall's, so I went ahead and I bought a bag from there. So those 3 things honestly helped me in the beginning of on my first trimester, honestly, and even a little bit into my second trimester. Now, for the prenatals that I am still taking, it is the Honest Company Prenatals Whole Food Based. Now, you guys don't have to go ahead and splurge on prenatals like this. I'm also taking the DHA, by the way, so I'm taking both of these, and I'll go a little bit more in depth about these, but do your research before buying any prenatals, because with prenatals it can also be a hit and miss. I'm telling you, I did so much research as soon as I found out I was pregnant, before I even proceeded to go to like the doctor's office or anything like that. I was like, look, if I'm pregnant, I gotta figure out, I need to take these vitamins that I'm losing, and usually that's the reason why you start experiencing nausea and stuff. So I decided to go with an organic brand, and the Honest Company is a brand that I've loved for so many years, so I just figured I would go ahead and try out their vitamins throughout my pregnancy, and honestly they have been the best. I feel like they helped me with my morning sickness. Now, I don't know if that's just me, I didn't really read anyone else's reviews on that, but personally for me, they worked out with the morning sickness, and I feel like that's the reason why I didn't experience it as bad and maybe as long. So for the meantime that I wasn't taking my prenatals, I was experiencing really bad morning sickness, but I never threw up. So saltine crackers, soups, very salty soups, may I add, and I don't really like salty food, but that really helped out my nausea. The lollipops, anytime I was going to work, taking mine in the first 3 months, possibly 4, nobody knew I was pregnant, and it was the hardest thing when I felt sick, and then the smells, and I was tired all the time, so I wouldn't drink coffee, so that was another thing. I was sleepy all the time, tired, nauseous, and you want food, but you kind of don't know what you want. So a lot of salty food, a lot of salty soups helped me out. I liked eating salads, anything that was just light. Honestly, anything my stomach can keep down, I would have. Not until I started taking my prenatals is when I started feeling like myself again, because I was giving my body the nutrients it needed. So my very first key thing I would say is invest your time into looking for prenatals that will work out for you. You can do your own research, maybe ask your doctor like what you're lacking in and what you need maybe a little bit more of, because then you'll know what you'll need. So for me, I was trying to look for something that didn't have as much iron, because I do hear that when your prenatals have too much iron, it can cause you to want to throw up for eating or having a vitamin of iron too high. That was one thing. Another thing was I didn't want to have to eat every single time I took my prenatals. Now these are a little bit more high maintenance, because I do need to take them 3 times a day, and then 2 of the DHAs, which is the omega ones, and this one's really good too for the baby's development, especially for a baby's life. You want to make sure that they're developing and getting all the nutrients they need, as well as yourself. So you're kind of taking care of a baby inside of you, and you're taking care of yourself. So overall, on all my research, I found that these would have worked for me the best, and sure enough they did. As soon as I started taking them, I felt so much better. I would still have a little bit of morning sickness, and I feel like I could still remember the times. I would wake up like at 7 in the morning, and I would go back to sleep like at 9:30, and then I'd wake up, and if I had to go to work, then I would go to work. But I always had those organic lollipops in hand, which I will insert right here. I know they also sell like pregnancy lollipops that help with the morning sickness, but I just decided to go with some regular kid organic lollipops, and they helped out just as much. And then another thing was lemon water. I had lemon water like there was no tomorrow. I think we would run out of lemons all the time. And the saltine crackers, which I did keep up until like a while. So the sickness would still sometimes come and go whether I was taking the prenatals or not. Now, it was a little bit difficult for me in my first trimester because I did have a UTI, so I was taking some antibiotics, which usually I never like to take antibiotics, and those made me sick. So I wasn't really experiencing morning sickness anymore because of the prenatals, but I was back. I started taking those antibiotics for about 7 days. I think it was 7 days, and those were the worst 7 days of my life. And I remember telling my doctor all about it, that I think it was those pills that were giving me morning sickness, because before that I was okay, and for 7 days I was just like, I just want to throw up, I don't want to take the pills. As soon as I would take them, I felt sick again. I would have those lollipops, saltine crackers, lemon water, and as soon as I stopped taking them, I started feeling better again. So like I said, the nausea would kind of come and go. As of eating, I was trying to eat anything my stomach can take, and I know a lot of people say like, no, you're supposed to eat super healthy and you're supposed to be getting all these nutrients, but when you just don't feel good, you'll eat anything that your stomach can hold, that way you don't throw up. So my best advice that I got, and the best advice I can give, is honestly eat anything your stomach can handle, because it's so horrible when you're trying to eat healthy but at the same time you don't want that because you're gonna throw up. But hey, if you can have a bag of popcorn and your stomach can hold it, that's food that you can eat and your stomach can hold without throwing up, and if it makes you feel better, why not? So that was kind of my thing. That's the best advice I can give you guys. Just eat anything your stomach can hold. On the research as of why I decided to go with these prenatals, I'm going to go a little bit in depth with them. You guys can do your own research. I don't want to influence your decision on prenatals, but I do say they're very important. This one is a multivitamin one, whole food blends of fruits and veggies, and it's very gentle on the tummy. So now, something as of why I ended up going with these is because none of these are synthetic vitamins, and something that was very important to me that my mom had mentioned to me was to get folate. I know there's another term for it. The folic acid is a synthetic vitamin, and honestly you probably want to stay away from that, and you want to consume the natural vitamin itself. So the natural vitamin itself would be folate, which is the best. That does focus on the baby's growth and to prevent any like deformities, something like that. And has vitamin A, vitamin C, vitamin D, and it's very high in the vitamins, in the vitamin department. And that's something that I was looking for other ones, but to me, something that was organic and not synthetic vitamin was very important. Now the DHA is to help support the brain and eye health during pregnancy. And it's a fish oil, it's omega-3, and this one contains 500 milligrams of DHA, and I do take 2 a day. So this one does come with 90 capsules, and you're supposed to take 3 a day. You guys can go ahead and do your own research. I'm not a doctor, I don't want to prescribe you guys anything or tell you what to take, but I'm just letting you guys know what I'm still taking and what helped me in my first trimester and still continues to help me. So far we have a healthy growing baby. So as for the lollipops, like I said, I will have them down below as well, because those helped me so much. And even from time to time now when I get like a little bit nauseous, since I am getting closer to my due date, you tend to experience the same things you experience in your first trimester, because in the first trimester your body is getting used to forming a human. Now your body is going to try and get used to delivering, and sometimes it's just crazy that I get to experience what I experienced in the first trimester. because you just think like it'll be over, and sometimes you'll experience it throughout your pregnancy. And I think that's what's so beautiful about pregnancies. Everyone has a different experience, and I'm sharing with you guys mine, things that help me. Hopefully they help you out, because I did a lot of research as well. So I actually received a very sweet package, or a really sweet gift, from one of my neighbors, and she got me like a balm to massage on my tummy. It was kind of like a little scrub from Lush, but this sleepy body lotion is literally a lifesaver. I couldn't really handle a lot of smells, and like smells are 20 times more that I feel like once my pregnancy is over and it's not going to be like that, I feel like I'm going to be nose blind to things. But this stuff helped me so much relax my body, relax me mentally. I would give myself foot massages. I would have my brother or my sister give me a back rub whenever I would wake up feeling really sore. So that was another thing. You do wake up sometimes feeling like your body just got hit by a train, because you know you're forming another human being inside of you. So there's a lot of things happening in your body, and a lot of changes that even physically it does take a toll on your life. And I would wake up feeling like I worked out the day before, or that I was working out for like an entire week. I'm feeling out of breath. That I was working out for like an entire week, when it was like I literally just slept. My hips hurt so much that it was really painful, and that lasted up until my second trimester. So if you guys have any symptoms that you just feel very weird about, I would say just contact your doctor about them. Explain to them the changes that your body's going through, things like that. So by my 3rd month, you still couldn't even tell that I was pregnant at all. Nobody noticed. It was still very hard for me to talk about, so that's why we waited until the 4th month to announce it to our family publicly. We were maybe like about 3.5 actually, so we were on the safe side, and that's something I really wanted to wait for, was to make sure that we have a healthy growing baby, and that there was going to be no complications, and she's still growing, my little girl. So I wasn't showing as much, but internally, oh my gosh, my body just felt drained, sleepy, tired. Get as much sleep as you can. If you're tired, just rest. Don't let anybody tell you like, why are you being lazy? You should be working, you should be doing this, you should be doing that. Like, nobody knows what you're experiencing but you. And whether that person was pregnant, has kids, or whatever it is, everybody's experience is different. And maybe because they were able to work 40 hours a week, and you're just barely able to make it to the restroom or make it to your car, that's your experience. And you know, some people have better pregnancies than others, some have it really hard, and I am just so thankful that, you know, I experienced the normal things that it comes with pregnancy, but no complications yet so far, and I'm thankful for that. I've enjoyed my pregnancy like there is no tomorrow. But it's normal for your body to experience these things when you're introducing something new to your body. So as for the 1st trimester, clothing wise, I was buying a lot of dresses that would still fit me up until now in my pregnancy, and I didn't buy any maternity clothes but some shorts, because I was tired of wearing dresses, and that's pretty much it. So don't go crazy investing in maternity clothes as soon as you find out you're pregnant. I mean, if you want to, by all means, go ahead. But I still feel like there's other things you can wear. Size up a little bit. I was a large. I'm still a large, and I can still wear my clothes that's a large. But there's certain clothing that I'm just like, I'd rather go with an extra large. I've always been a little bit bigger in clothes than my natural body because of like my breasts and stuff. But clothing wise, I was still wearing the same things because I still fit into them. I was wearing yoga pants a lot, and just t-shirts, anything like that. I cannot wear that now. I will look like Rachel in that episode where she's trying to go to her doctor's office and there's like a heat wave. Yes, so that would be me now. But I do wear a lot of skirts, dresses to make me feel comfortable, and I still wanted to feel beautiful more than anything. It was really hard to get myself together because I looked tired all the time. But whatever makes you feel beautiful and happy to continue doing what you're doing every single day. So document your entire pregnancy. So the 1st trimester, even though you're not looking your best, I would say take pictures because it's so fun to look back on and you're like, dude, I remember how I felt that day. And it's so much fun. So that's another little advice from me. Take a lot of pictures, and even if you're feeling like crap, like try and document all of this so someday you guys can share your videos with your babies. And I feel like that's something that a lot of people don't do because you're just so caught up with feeling nasty and sick, and I totally understand that because I was there and I just didn't feel like documenting anything. But now that I'm getting towards the end of my pregnancy, it's so much fun to look back on, and I was like, dude, like I thought I had a stomach and there was nothing there. So it's always fun to look back on. You will see a lot of changes in your body physically, but I think one big thing for me that I did notice a lot is your breasts. So your nipples, in other words, do get dark. So don't get scared if that happens to you guys. They do get dark. And I would say to invest in stretch mark creams as soon as possible. I was rubbing coconut oil on my belly almost every single day to just keep it nice and hydrated. Up until my 3rd trimester, I had to switch over to different lotions just to prevent stretch marks from occurring. But you know what? At the end of the day, you're growing a human being, and it is what it is. So I feel like there was a lot of advice that did help me out. Talking with my family about it helped me out a lot. And then my little girl's having puppy dreams. Talking to my family about how I felt, telling my doctor how I felt, little things that I didn't feel were normal, I would right away call. So I actually experienced the burning sensation from the expansion of you hear her? She's having puppy dreams. I experienced the burning sensation on my stomach when it was expanding, which is weird because I didn't think I was going to feel it at all. And it would freak me out, and I was like, oh my gosh, like, is this a bad sign? But as always, you can always contact your doctor and let them know what's going on. They're constantly keeping up with you. Don't be embarrassed to show up at the emergency room if you feel something abnormal. Your health and the baby's health does come first. The first trimester is honestly the hardest, trying to adjust your entire life again. You know, more than anything, finding out that you're going to create a whole new human, and it's very crazy, you guys. So I would just say do your research in every little thing. I would just say do your research, talk to your doctor, talk to family members, talk to your significant other if you know they are in the picture, because it does help out a lot. You're not alone, and that's when I felt alone, even though I had all these people here for me. But it really helped being able to have them there, even next to me, and just kind of explain to them how I was feeling. Everyone was always very understanding, which I'm very thankful for, and very helpful since day one, and supportive. Like, we did not receive any negativity at all, which we were very, very grateful for. And until this day, like, we're so excited for her to be a part of our lives already, and it's crazy. Like, your life really does change. So health comes first, and you know, at the beginning you're just thinking like, my body's gonna change, like my physical appearance isn't gonna be the same. And yeah, it was really hard for me to see my body change the way it has been, but I wouldn't trade it for the world, and it's just such a unique, beautiful experience. So even if you guys are throwing up, embrace the throwing up, and just know that it will be worth it. If there's anything else I missed in this video, then I'll try and cover it in my second trimester recap. If you guys have any other questions, or if there's any way I can help you guys out, don't hesitate to leave comments down below. Maybe you guys experienced it a little bit different than I did. Mine wasn't that challenging. I like to tell people it was like a normal thing. I thought I was going to have a really bad pregnancy, but thankfully everything's been going good, and everything I experienced was normal. So I think that's what helped me out a lot. Didn't throw up, but I did experience the nausea, the sleepiness, the tiredness, and once again, that's all normal. So if you guys had a different experience and would like to help other women or other girls going through the same thing, please leave it down below, because that's something that really helped me out, reading through other people's personal experiences. Or if I had a question about something, then I would just right away watch videos and other women's or other girls' first trimester recaps and things like that. So that's why I really wanted to go ahead and create it, so I can hopefully help somebody out there who's maybe going through the same thing. But that pretty much wraps up this video. If there's any questions you guys have in particular that you would want me to cover in my second trimester, please leave them down below, or any other questions like that. I know it is like baby season and everyone I know is pregnant, which is kind of awesome because you don't feel alone. But I just think it's such a beautiful thing that a lot of people are being blessed this year and next year with a lot of little ones, and I'm very excited for all my mamas to be's. Or if you are already a mom, congratulations to you, and I give props to you because, you know, pregnancy isn't easy. It's very hard. Regardless if you're having a great experience or not, it is hard going through this. So that pretty much wraps up this video. Don't forget to subscribe and give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and I will see you guys all in my next video. Bye.